Hi dear audience, hope you would be fine. In this short video, we would be talking about the difference between qualitative research and the quantitative research. Actually, I'm more concerned with this video. One of my friend, Garel, asked a question from Congo, Africa, that what is the difference between qualitative research and the quantitative research. So that's basically an interesting question, and there is also the difference, very minute differences as well, between the qualitative research and the quantitative research. And as I feel more player to talk on this, I actually, by the end of this talk, I am more concerned with the talking about the mixed method approach as well. So this qualitative research and quantitative research are very much different in their approach towards the data collection, towards the theory of the treatment of the theory, towards that of the research participants, even analysis of the data as well. While that mixed method approach or that blended approach use both the qualitative research and the quantitative research. By the end of this difference, first I would be talking on the differences. What are the differences between qualitative research and the quantitative research? How do they analyze the data? And by the end of my this talk, I would be talking about that the blended approach or the mixed method approach as well. So, qualitative research basically focus on exploring some ideas and formulating a theory or hypothesis. For example, it's more subjective in its context. It's not the objective. Uh, it is like the construction of the theory. For example, uh, um, for your understanding, I may take the theory of Karl Marx, means Marxist theory. For example, when Marx was developing this theory or he is constructing this theory, it would be lying or falling under the category of the qualitative research. And when you are going to test that theory on some particular specific population, that would be the quantity. You know, quality means how much and quantity means how many. Even the words qualitative research and the quantitative research are very much clear in their epistemological sense as well. So, qualitative research basically analyze, summarizing, categorizing, and interpretation. It's more subjective in its nature, while qualitative research is more statistical in its analysis. One is the summarizing, interpretation means subjective approach. Subjective means where it may include your own observation, it may uh, maybe your own some sort of the knowledgeability as well. Qualitative research, sorry, quantitative research is like this: how many buses pass from a particular point of view. So you have to count down just buses. And further, for example, if you have another variable, then you have to count the colors of the buses. How many colored buses are the buses of different colors uh, have passed or moved from a particular point point of the road. While in qualitative research, when you are focusing on a bus, you it may be your an additional point that you may ask that this bus was very nice, the white color to this bus was very nice, the black color to this bus was very nice. This bus was having a good texture, but it was not as good as it was supposed to be. So this is more or less like a qualitative research. So, quantitative research mainly qualitative research expressed in the words, and quantitative is expressed in the numbers, graphs, and the tables. More quantitative is more like a mathematics, and qualitative is more like your subject opinion. And qualitative research requires few respondents, from means from a single participant you can generalize the understanding, and while quantitative research you need a large number of the data of the students, like that. Uh, Qualitative research is more open ended in its responses. For example, you can ask the students that why you feel bored in your college during this sorry the course of mathematics, while in quantitative research you just point out how many students have got bored and how many students were feeling happy. You just have to focus on the number of the students rather than the reasons as well. So in qualitative research subjectivity is focused, while in that quantitative research objectivity, testing, measurement, reliability, validity are these are the central points of understanding. While in qualitative research, your context, complexity, understanding, and subjectivities are these are very much important. For example, uh, uh, you may count that there may be a very like a gentleman, but he cannot behave gentle in every situation. So this is more like a subjective approach. So for that collection of the data for the qualitative and the quantitative research, we use various methods for that collection of the data. So in the qualitative research, we use this quantitative research, we use the surveys, experiments, online, in person, over phone, our observations. These are the methods, are the tools for collection data, means surveys and experiments. Survey, it may be questionnaire as well, it may be in the form of yes no, it may be in the form of grading as well, means for example strongly agree, agree, neutral, disagree, strongly disagree, yes no. These may be the questions of means the responses of your questionnaire. So survey and the experiments and observations, they lie under the category of the quantitative quantification. How many of the students has responded in favor of this, how many numbers, like this. While in qualitative, you conduct the interviews and you focus group is basically what you do, means that there is a selected population, you conduct research on them and then you ask them, out of those focus group you conduct the interviews, and this then is called the ethnographic study. Ethnographic means you closely focus on the some students, some participants in a particular period of time, that's called under the category of ethnographic. Means some if there is some sort of selected population for a particular period, observe particular culture or particular behavior. For example, how the students behave in the assembly time, students of elementary school, this would be the ethnographic study. And then for qualitative research, we need the theory, sorry, we develop the theory in the qualitative research, while in quantitative theory we sorry in quantitative research we already have a theory and we test that theory whether that is applicable or not. For example, uh, I may take another example. If we are developing a theory of ELT, English language teaching, this would be a qualitative. And if we are going to analyze the impact of that theory on some particular sample or the participants or the population of the students, then it would become into the quantitative. It's very clear by the name as well. So then comes the mixed method approach, and you may ask me a question, sir, which approach is very good? I would be suggesting that both qualitative and the quantitative methods are very much interesting in their nature, and it is up to the nature of the study as well, whether your study is qualitative in nature or quantitative in nature. But if you are, conducting study in one mode is very much might be limiting as well, so you can adopt the mixed method approach. For example, you can ask the students, you can conduct a qualitative research, and later on you can conduct the interviews as well. For example, if you have collected the data through the teachers, through the students, through questionnaire, um, this would be your quantitative study. And if you conduct the interviews, means focus interviews are the follow up interviews of the same students and the teachers in your study as well. So interview conduction of interview would make your study qualitative as well. I would be suggesting, as modern research is more based on the construction of the reality through all corners, collection of the reality through all corners, through all possible aspects. Therefore, modern research is also using the qualitative research and the quantitative research in the form of the mixed method approach. To that of the mixed method approach, I would use to the impact of the both qualitative and quantitative research. I would just give you an example of a doctor and the patient. For example, if the doctor writes a chart on the of a patient that he is supposed to give the medicine at morning this one, at evening this one, at midnight this one, at the daytime this one. So this would be the quantitative, means the following medicines are to be administered to this patient on these intervals of the time, and this medicine would be having a particular impact on that patient as well. But if that doctor conduct the interview of that patient as well, that I have administered this medicine to you, have you feeling any positive impact or like that or this or that, what are your feelings? So in this way, that interview with that patient would be more specific, more helpful in the recovery of the patient, and it would be both beneficial to the doctor and the patient. So I advise people to conduct the to touch the both of the qualitative research and the quantitative research in their research by blending the method, by mixing the method, and means qualitative and quantitative research. If you have any question, you can ask me. I would be there to answer your question. With this, goodbye.